Hi, my name is Nia Foster, and I'm interviewing my grandmother. Hi, Manaman.
Hi, Nia. Thank you for interviewing me.
So, Manaman, what's your full name?
My full name is Ada Patricia Lucas Wiley.
Where and when were you born?
I was born in Manhattan, November 20th, 1941.
Do you have any stories about the day you were born?
Well, my mother told me a few. I don't remember, but my mother told me a few. My mother said I didn't walk till I was almost 2 years old. She put me on a blanket and I wouldn't get off the blanket. Those are the basic stories I remember. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, my mother and father had two. My brother, James Ronald Lucas Sr., and my father had 8 children. So I'm one of 10 from my father's side and one of 2 from my mother's side.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Do you still see them often?
Well, 3 have passed away. One sister, Yvonne, and 2 brothers, Maxwell Lucas Jr. and James Ronald Lucas Sr. They passed away. But yes, we do see each other. Two siblings live in, 3 siblings, I'm sorry, live in the Bronx, live close by. And 3 siblings live close by, and I see them often, and I talk to them often.
What do you remember about your parents?
I remember my parents to be loving, and they were very nurturing, very much nurturing, and they were very much for education. We had to go to school, we had to be on time, we had chores to do. Before we went to school, the bed had to be made. When you came from school, you did your homework, you started supper, you had to be in bed by a certain time.
What do you remember about your grandparents?
Oh, I had 2 of the best, only grandmothers. Both the grandfathers had been deceased, but I had 2 of the best grandmothers in the world. My mother's mother was Juanita Cummings, and she was from Birmingham, Alabama, and I loved her. She's the one who babysat for us and saw that we went to school. My grandmother used to sew for me. I'd come home from school, lunchtime, and school was right across the street. I'd come home from lunch at school and have lunch, and I'd change clothes to go back to school. I came home at 3 o'clock, and to play, I would put on play clothes, and I'd go play, and then for supper, I had to change clothes again. My grandmother used to sew for me. She made all my clothes, and I didn't wear the same thing twice. My other grandmother, my father's mother, Lena Blanche Lucas, she was born in Amherst, Canada, and she was a beautician. She did hair. She had a shop on number 113. She had a shop on St. Nicholas Avenue and 110th Street. In her shop window were 2 big flamingos. Beautiful, but she did a lot of hair. She did a lot of hair.
Did you have any pets growing up?
Yes, we had a dog and a cat. The dog's name, it was my brother's dog basically, but it was in the same home. His name was Perky, and we love Perky. Perky got hit by a car while being walked.
So, what was your cat's name?
I don't remember the cat's name, but we used to leave the window open, and at night the cat would go out and come back in the morning. Our windows were not locked like they are now with bars on them and everything like that.
What were your favorite games and hobbies as a child?
Well, my hobby was sewing. I loved to sew. The games we played were outdoor games. We played hopscotch outside. We played the ring game where you say, number 1, who's me? There's you. Number 2, who's me? Was that you? That's what we played. We played that outside.
Did you play any sports?
Only because I had to. I was not a sports person, but when I went to school, it was required. And we played basketball, softball with the girls, and that's about it. But only because I had to. I wasn't into sports at all.
Did you do anything else for fun?
Fun? We didn't have fun time. We had chores to do.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Bronx, 1176 Fox Street. That's where I lived all my life until we got married and I moved away.
What was it like?
It was wonderful. It was, the entire block was like a little small town, and everybody knew everybody, everybody protected everybody. And I still have some friends from when I grew up that I still keep in contact with.
What was your home like?
My home was nice. It was, I had loving parents. I had a typical home, you know.
Like the building?
Oh, it was an apartment building. So.
What was your favorite thing about school?
Well, I didn't mind learning. One of my favorite things was math. I loved to do math.
Your least favorite?
My least favorite was gym. Physical ed. They called it gym when I was going, and now it's PE, but it was gym. We had to climb ropes and things. I said, well, why am I climbing a rope? I didn't like it, but it was part of GE. And we had little outfits we had to wear. One was blue and one was green.
What were your friends like?
Oh, my friends were very nice. Because my parents knew who their parents were. And if the parents weren't allowed to interact with each other, I wasn't allowed to play with them.
Did you have a lot of friends?
Oh, I thought I had enough, yeah. Because I used to have a birthday party every year, so I had a house full.
Do you remember your favorite teacher and your favorite subject?
My favorite subject had to be English, and it was Miss Hanson. She was my favorite. She was a high school teacher.
She teach English?
She taught English, yes.
If you could give advice to your high school self, what would it be?
My high school self would be take more interest in my classes.
Are there any specific traditions that you and your family used to do on holidays?
Christmas Eve, we always did the Christmas tree, trim the tree, and we left cake and milk out for Santa Claus every year. Thanksgiving, we had the traditional turkey with all the dressings, and we invited my mother's uncle lived alone, and he came up for Uncle Harry came up for Thanksgiving every year. Easter, we dressed up. I had shoes, hat, and I always made my own clothes. But we dressed up for church on Easter Sunday.
Why did you leave cake out for Santa instead of cookies?
Well, because Santa in my house, because we baked the cake, we didn't buy cookies. I had to bake the cake.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I started college. I didn't graduate from it, but I went to FIT. I went to American Institute of Banking first, then I went over to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, to do tailoring.
Did you enjoy how your life went?
I think I had a wonderful life, and I had wonderful support. I had wonderful family. Yes, I enjoyed it.
Are you happy about who you are now?
Oh yes, very much so.
Is there anything that I didn't ask that you would like to share?
I would like to share my mother was the first African-American LPN at Bellevue Hospital, and she was there for 43 years before she retired. My father was a musician, and he played locally because he felt that people should be able to hear good music. He was a fantastic player. My father passed away 3 months shy of his 100th birthday. He planned his 100th birthday party. Unfortunately, my mother passed away at a younger age because she was sick due to illness. I have 3 children that I'm very proud of and I love very much. My oldest one is Juanita, my middle one is Regina, and my youngest one is Marissa. They each have 1 child. The oldest one has a child, Courtney. She's also a doctor, and she's doing her residency in Indianapolis, Indiana. My second one is Sean. He's a young man. He graduated with his master's, and he's working in real estate now. My youngest one is Nia, and she's still in high school, and we hope that she wants to pursue a fantastic career.
Thank you.